Do fish still bite like when it's 24 or 32 degrees outside?
Yeah, they're just not as active. You got to slow your retrieve down at this point. Their metabolism is slowed down, and if you slow your retrieve down, then you have more of a chance of getting that instinct bite.
Wonderful. What about more mammals and animals like wolves? Are there any wolves in this area that we should be watching out for?
Coyotes are mostly in this area. There's different kinds of mammals. We have beavers, river otters, different things like that, mink, muskrat. And, in the programs, we talk about these being a fur-bearing animal. Mm-hmm. So there's trapping seasons for these animals as well in the wintertime. And we talk about the history of trapping as well. It used to be, older, generations would trap, and this was the way they provide for their family.
Now, when they trap, explain that to us, like what are ways to trap these animals?
There's a snare trap. There's also a live trap. It's kind of a box. It obviously does not kill the animal. Mm-hmm. And there's a foothold trap that's a non-killing trap. And then we have a gripping trap that actually kills the animal.
Yeah, like your old-time bear traps.
Sure.
What happens if somebody was to stumble into one of those?
Yeah, they would, definitely wouldn't feel good, and they would need to, try to get it off and get to the emergency room as soon as possible, because it definitely does have some power behind it.
Medical help, that's
sure.
Exactly right. So the do's on going into the woods, it's a good idea to have a good working cell phone, have a buddy with you, and don't take chances. A lot of people, it seems like nowadays, take chances. They go out on their four-wheelers, talk about safety like that, where, they're going up, maybe going to fishing, and try to go over these big bluffs and stuff. They don't need to do that.
You're exactly right. These hills, with these big four-wheelers, I know several people that have flipped their four-wheelers like that, and unfortunately, it's killed them. Mm-hmm. So it's a sad, sad thing. You want to treat the four-wheeler with respect when you're going, in the woods like that, because, these four-wheelers are made so big anymore that there's just no chance of getting them off of you if it falls back onto you. So, treat them with respect.
And a lot of people likes to get out and go mudding and things like that around our lakes and streams, and if they ain't real careful, they're tearing up the atmosphere there, and making big lines through the creeks and stuff like that. We need to watch out for that too.
Absolutely, we don't want to disturb the ecosystem. Mm-hmm. The ecosystem is kind of balanced, and if we disturb that, then it's going to mess it up, and it can negatively affect several species.
Right. Oh, we're so thankful to have this time to visit with you today, and we're running low on time. We got about 7 minutes left in the program. We want to touch on some things, some guides for people, some safety issues, things that you tell the kids. And you cover how many counties again?
8 counties.
8 counties. So I say you stay very busy with the schools and talking to these kids. How does that work? Do you go at a certain time of the morning? Are you scheduled? How does
That's
it work?
A good question. Basically, when school starts up in August, I go around and to these different schools and visit them, and we'll set up a time. Usually, we'll talk about, like the second Monday of each month at 11:50, mm-hmm. and basically we'll work our time in, and I'll try to get all the schools that I cover within a month. And like I said, we do 5 programs per school year.
And you talk about different things like camping, safety, animals.
Mm-hmm. We talked about firearm safety is what I'm doing now, as well as reasons that we have hunting seasons. Talk about mammals of Kentucky, as well as creepy crawlies, and we talk about Camper Wallace, and we talk about fish of Kentucky.
The do's and the don'ts out in the field. Speaking of firearms, you don't need to take a 9mm to go out deer hunting.
Right, yeah. That's not something that you want to do. So make sure you have the proper gun, depending on what you're hunting for. You don't want to take a shotgun if you're wanting to, go hunt a deer or anything like that. So make sure you have the proper firearm, and make sure you have proper ammunition. If you load the wrong ammunition into your gun, that can be a safety concern.